So I showed you the basic version of making a face mask, which is just clay and charcoal. You can just use clay if you want. You do not have to add charcoal because many of you might not have that. I know a lot of people do, well, I shouldn't say a lot. Maybe those persons who like doing like hair mask and stuff like that might have that benedite clay at home on hand, the Aztec clay. For those of you who don't, it is you can always get that from, I think a lot of hair stores might have it, as well as you can get it from on Amazon. So today we will be trying the cream version. If you've ever made a lotion or body cream before, it is that same step. And then you go into adding the clay into your formula. So you can deduct some of the water and then add the clay instead because you need it to be kind of thick at that. So say for instance, you're adding maybe 70% water, you can cut that down to say maybe 65% water, and then the other say 5%, you can go ahead and add your clay, or if you need it to be a little bit more thicker, you want more clay, you can always make sure and reduce the percentage of your water more. So let's try making a cream clay mask today. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. So today we will be making a cream mask. With this, as I mentioned in the intro, if you can make a lotion or if you can make cream, you can surely make this mask. So you can substitute, I said before, like 5%, but if you really need it thick, again, you can go like maybe 15 to 20% of your water, depending on your formula. So in my first beaker, you know, if it's usually cloudy, I am using something besides just distilled water. I use rose hydrosol and I added my glycerin to that. Now in the second beaker, I use some sunflower oil and I added my emulsifying wax as well as my cetyl alcohol. Now it has melted and we will go ahead and add, now this is a little hot, that's why you see me switching my hands a bit with the water. So as usual, you add the water to the oil, not the other way around. And then it gets this milky form. I apologize that you can't really see the side here. I'm still working on my setup from the side. Otherwise, it would have been really great to see as I am blending this. Or I should have just used a bigger beaker so you can see outside of where my hands are here. Okay, so you mix it so that the emulsion does not separate. If you notice that it is separating, keep on using your immersion blender. Okay, so from what I have here is pretty good. So I would just check the temperature to make sure that it is okay. It is above the 50 degrees Celsius, so I will not add my cool down ingredients. And I had other stuff to do, so I ended up leaving that for a while, and as you can see, it already thickened up on its own. And this can happen. I mean, once you realize that it has blended well together and there's no separation, you can just take your immersion blender out and leave it for a while, and then just make sure and add your cool down ingredients. I have seen people as well add it in a liquid form to their containers, and over time it will just, like in the same day, it will just thicken up on its own. So I took the temperature again and it was under 50 degrees Celsius, so I know I can go ahead and add my cool down ingredients. I have here my liquid Germall Plus, and I am also adding a essential oil to this. I'm adding clary sage. Is really good for face. So you don't, as I mentioned before, you do not have to add any fragrance or essential oils to this. I just thought it would be good because it complements the formula for your face. You can also, I think you can also add rose essential oil if you wanted, or any other essential oil that's good for your face as well. So in here I have my Kaolin Clay. So I will stir this in by hand first, and then I will use the immersion blender, because what's going to happen is, and this is a small batch, but what's going to happen is you're going to have chunks, little chunks of it in your while you're mixing it in. And this is rose clay. I have never tried putting it in the water phase, because it's already in water. Then it should be able to actually dissolve in the water. I know things like colloidal oats, they tend to fall to the bottom, so you still have to stir them after. But I think if it's already in water, it'll be easier for you to actually disperse in the water, or dissolve really, but it won't fully dissolve. And I think then you should be able to then pour your water phase like before into your oil phase, and then mix it in, and then add your cool down ingredient. So maybe I'll try doing another one, and I'll try doing it that way. Other things would be like other additives would be stuff like say green tea powder and stuff like that. And I don't mean matcha powder, I mean actually green tea powder. So I have forgotten to put it in my vitamin E, so I'm just adding that in here. Other stuff, if you want to do teas, which will be your herbs, and then you put them with the water. With the teas, you have other options. So you can either do it with the water, or you can create an oil bath with them by putting your herbs in the oil and then heating that up, and then leaving it to cool for a while. And then that oil you can pour into your mixture here. So now that everything is mixed in well, as you can see, I will just go ahead and jar that. Now I will not be doing a face video in this, because as I mentioned before, I did 2 face masks already this week, and I do not want to add another one to my face. But think about, so this is already a soft mask, or a cream mask, so you don't have to worry about adding water to this. You can just go ahead and scoop out a little bit and put it in a container, and use your applicator and apply it to your face. This is a bit softer obviously than the other mask, and it does not harden up as much as the all clay mask, but it is good all around. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.